What if the monster wasn't just a metaphor anymore? What if the online validation you chase becomes the weapon that's used against you? This summer's most buzzed-about psychological thriller doesn't just ask these questions. It forces you to live them. Today, we're breaking down why Skillhouse is the one horror movie you genuinely won't stop thinking about. The setup for Skillhouse is as slick and sinister as a trending hashtag. 10 of the world's biggest social media influencers are lured to a lavish, high-tech mansion, which is, in a meta twist, the actual former sway house that once housed famous TikTok creators. They think they're there for a new reality show, a competition that promises to launch their fame into the stratosphere. The house is a content creator's dream, decked out with cameras, ring lights, and all the tech you could ever need to go viral. Then the competition starts. And the rules are chillingly simple. The influencers have to compete in a series of social media challenges that get more extreme and humiliating as the game goes on. After each round, the contestant whose post gets the lowest engagement is eliminated. But in Skillhouse, elimination doesn't mean you get voted off. It means you get brutally executed by a masked figure called the Triller Killer, and your death is broadcast live to your millions of followers. It's a brutal game of post or die. Clout isn't just a currency anymore. It's the only thing keeping you alive. The entire world watches, places bets, and even profits from their deaths, turning content creation into a public execution. The influencers are trapped in a gilded cage where their only shot at survival is to create more engaging, more shocking, and more desperate content than their rivals. All this while trying to navigate shifting alliances and the dawning horror that their audience isn't their savior. It's their judge, jury, and executioner. Where Skillhouse really starts its insidious crawl under your skin is in how it masterfully deconstructs the influencer persona. These aren't just one-dimensional, fame-hungry caricatures. They're well-drawn archetypes of modern online identities. You've got the prankster, the beauty guru, the fitness coach, the gamer, each one a master of their craft in the opening act, effortlessly performing the version of themselves that earned them millions of followers. Their confidence is built on a fortress of likes, shares, and positive comments. Stolberg, using his experience with the psychological traps from the Saw franchise, doesn't just put these characters in physical danger. He puts their entire identities under siege. The first challenge is simple enough, almost like a harmless TikTok trend. But once the real stakes are revealed, a deep psychological shift kicks in. The camera is no longer a tool for self-expression. It's a weapon of surveillance. Those curated smiles and practiced personalities start to crack, revealing the raw, terrified people underneath. One of the film's most powerful themes is identity decay. The influencers are forced to cannibalize their own brands to survive. The beauty guru, whose entire platform is built on positivity and perfect aesthetics, is forced into a challenge involving filth and degradation. Her meticulously built online self crumbles in real time. The film really leans into these moments of psychological fracture. In one especially chilling scene, a character discovers their account has been wiped, their follower count reset to 0. The sheer existential terror of that moment is more frightening than any jump scare. "I had 33 million, one of them whispers, as if talking about a phantom limb. This is where the movie's critique gets so sharp. It argues that when you build your sense of self on the quicksand of public opinion, you're always just one algorithm change away from total annihilation. The Triller Killer might be the physical threat, but the true villain is the ever-present, ever-judging eye of the audience. The horror isn't just about dying. It's about being forgotten, about becoming irrelevant. Skillhouse suggests that for these people, a digital death is every bit as terrifying as a physical one. Classic slashers give us a monster with a clear motive, revenge, bloodlust, or just pure evil. Skillhouse gives us a far more terrifying and modern monster. Us, the audience. The Triller Killer may be the one holding the weapon, but it's the global, anonymous audience watching and clicking from the safety of their screens that powers the whole death machine. This is the film's most radical and unsettling idea. The game is fully interactive. The audience at home can vote, donate, and bet on who dies next. Their engagement directly fuels the violence. A character who is disliked, or maybe just seen as boring, will see their view count drop, essentially signing their own death warrant. The film shows this with live comment feeds scrolling across the screen during the most intense moments. While a character pleads for their life, the comments are a sick mix of RIP, laughing emojis, and demands for more blood. They aren't just watching a snuff film, they're participating in it. Director Josh Stolberg has said the film is a critique of spectacle for profit and the audience's complicity. He argues that the dangerous stunts we see from real-world influencers only exist because there's an audience that rewards it with clicks. Skillhouse just takes that idea to its horrifying conclusion. The challenges themselves are twisted versions of real viral trends. Stolberg has mentioned that one of the deadly traps is a lethal take on the ceiling fan challenge. This grounds the film's horror in a chilling reality, blurring the line between the fiction on screen and the content on our phones. This puts us, the viewers in the theater, in a very uncomfortable spot. We're watching a movie about people watching other people die for entertainment. The slick editing, the suspenseful score, the thrilling kills. It's all designed to entertain us, just like the show in the movie. We become complicit. Are we really so different from the digital mob demanding more? This meta-commentary is what lifts Skillhouse from a simple satire to a deeply unnerving psychological horror. The monster isn't one person in a mask. It's a global network of observers whose collective hunger for spectacle creates the perfect conditions for atrocity. The question the film leaves you with isn't, who is the killer? But, what part did I play? The film's focus on audience complicity is one of its most debated talking points. What do you think? Is the audience in the film a true villain? Or just a product of the very system the influencers helped create? Let me know your theories about the film's message and who you think the real monster is in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your take. When the credits roll on Skillhouse, the experience is far from over. The real horror of this film isn't in its graphic violence, though it is brutal, with reports that one visceral scene where a character peels their own face made a crew member faint during production. The lingering fear, the reason this movie will live rent-free in your head for weeks, is how it infects your relationship with your own digital life. You'll pick up your phone, and you will see it differently. Every notification, every like, every follower count will be tinged with the movie's dark logic. That validation loop that social media is built on will suddenly feel a lot more like the bars of a cage. You'll scroll your feed and see the performance everywhere. The curated happiness, the manufactured drama, the desperate pleas for engagement. The line between the characters in Skillhouse and the real influencers on your screen will become terrifyingly thin. The film's genius is how it weaponizes our own anxieties against us. It taps into those quiet, nagging fears many of us already have about our online lives. The fear of being judged, the pressure to perform, the anxiety of being ignored, and the unsettling knowledge that we're constantly being watched and evaluated. Skillhouse takes those abstract fears and gives them a face, the cold, impassive mask of the thriller killer. More than that, the film leaves you with a deep unease about where entertainment and human connection are heading. It shows us a world where empathy has been commodified, where a person's life has a value you can literally measure in engagement. And this isn't some distant, dystopian future. It's presented as the next logical step from where we are right now. The film suggests we're already living in the beta test for the Skillhouse. Public shaming, cancel culture, online pile-ons, the way we turn human tragedy into a trending topic, they're all precursors to the movie's deadly game. You won't stop thinking about Skillhouse because it refuses to give you the comfort of distance. It's not a story about a haunted house or a monster from another dimension. It's a story about the house we all live in now. The global digital village where everyone has a platform. And everyone is a potential sacrifice for the mob's entertainment. The fear it leaves behind is the fear of looking in the mirror and seeing not just a person, but a profile, a brand, but a target. In a summer packed with other horror releases, Skillhouse stands out. It's a film that is profoundly and uncomfortably now. It's a savage, smart critique that does what the best horror always does. It finds a deep-seated cultural anxiety and blows it up into a visceral, unforgettable nightmare. Through its sharp writing, clever deconstruction of influencer culture, and its truly chilling portrait of the audience as the villain, Skillhouse forces us to confront the dark deal we've made with our screens. It's more than a satire. It's a cautionary tale that feels less like a warning and more like a diagnosis. This isn't just a movie to make you jump. It's a movie that will follow you home and live in your phone. A quiet, horrifying whisper in the back of your mind. For that reason, Skillhouse is the horror movie you won't be able to stop thinking about. Because in a world where clout is survival, we're all just one post away from being eliminated. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll be breaking down the most anticipated horror films still to come in 2025. Thanks for watching.